Assalamu alaikum and peace be unto you. I would like to thank everyone for your patience for How to Eat to Live Book 2 reading. So let's get to it. All praises are due to Allah. This is a book reading of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad book, How to Eat to Live Book 2. From God in Person, Master Prophet Muhammad, by Elijah Muhammad, Messenger of Allah, How to Eat to Live Book 2. The chapters I will read today are chapters 3 and chapter 4, pages 13 through 18. Chapter 3, Lengthen Your Life, and Chapter 4, Live Long. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Chapter 3, Lengthen Your Life. In order to lengthen our lives, we must begin with what we put in us that retains life. Master Prophet Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, comes to prolong the lives of the believers. There is not a shadow of a doubt that He, Allah, has taken the proper steps to give us more life in order to have and enjoy the pleasures of life. He, Allah, said, what we eat keeps us here, and the same will take us away. Suppose we ate 1/2 pound of food a day. At the end of 365 days, we would have eaten 182.5 pounds of food per year. But we eat more than this amount. For instance, if we live 50 years, we would eat 50 times this much food at 1/2 pound of food a day. If we saw 9,000 pounds of raw food piled up before us to consume, we would think that this would be a lot of food to go through our bodies. And we would think that it probably would wear us out to eat that much food in our lifetime, although we eat tons of food in our lifetime. And if this food is not the proper food to eat, it will wear away our body and cut short 70 years of our lives. On the average, our people are living around 62 years. This is a very short life to live on an earth that has been here trillions of years. And yet, the average of us cannot live 100 years under the present system of civilization of wickedness. Master Prophet Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, comes to prolong our lives, not to shorten them, by correcting our eating habits to 1 meal a day instead of 3, and by teaching us to eat the proper foods that will not destroy us or shorten our lives to less than 100 years. His, Allah's, teaching us to eat better food and to cut our eating from 3 and 4 times a day to once a day will certainly prolong our lives and increase our beautiful appearance. A person who eats like an animal 3 or 4 times a day in all between meals cannot retain a beautiful appearance. Eating 3 times a day in all between meals removes the body's attractiveness in many ways. We eat meat, but yet meat is not good for us. It becomes a habitual tool. This type of food poisons the blood and goes into the flesh and cannot help but transform and destroy the surface of the flesh. Take, for example, a newborn baby. Many times its beauty lasts for just a short while and then passes away with its growth. Even in our late 20s and early 30s, because of the life that we live and the frequent eating of poisoned food, our beautiful appearance begins to pass from us so rapidly until by our 40s and 50s it is nearly completely gone. Let us eat 1 meal a day and try getting the best food that we can eat. Vegetables, fruits, pure fresh milk, and pure whole wheat bread that has been cooked slowly twice. Doing this will help us to live longer and retain our beautiful appearance much longer. Do not get into the habit, or if you are already in the habit, stop it, of eating a lot of greasy foods. Regardless of whether the grease is from animal flesh or not, our bodies by nature are not made to digest and control grease or lots of fat. Thousands of minor ailments disappear from us by eating the proper food at the proper time. 1 meal a day. He, Allah, teaches us never to eat unless we are hungry. Eating when we are not hungry causes these minor ailments. We are forcing the body to digest food before it is calling for this food. Take the hog and the dog. They do not live very long because they eat daily and nightly. The present civilization is an enemy to righteousness, since they were put over us to rule us. They had to find a different way of ruling us other than the good old way of our fathers, who lived several hundred years, some nearly 1,000 years. If we met a man today who said he had been on the planet 500 years, we would think that he was lying, because our short lives of less than 100 years lead us to believe that it is false to think that people can live several hundred years. It is all in the food and drink that we put into our bodies that lengthens or shortens our lives. Stay away from poison and drinks and eat to live. Chapter 4. Live long. What fool is there who does not want to live? Do not even ask a wise person. Consult a fool. Even a fool wants to live as long as he can. Well, eat right, 1 meal a day, and be careful what you eat. The wicked are practicing their wicked way of poisoning the righteous in their preparation for food and drink, so be careful what you eat to live. The Christian race has shortened the lives of nations which follow its way of civilization. The so-called American Negroes, the lost and found members of the nation, the black nation, the first and the last, have been used for experimental purposes. They have suffered every evil thing or idea that entered the heart of the slave master and his children. This is going on today as never before in a wise and scientific way. Before the white man was made, the black man was known to live approximately 1,000 years. He ate the right food and ate at the right time. Our stomachs are what we make them. If they call for food every 2 or 3 hours, we make a habit of feeding them every 2 or 3 hours. If we don't make a habit of feeding our stomachs every 2 or 3 hours, they will not call for it. We are the God of our own appetite and what we eat. Remember the prophecy of Jesus. He came to give us life and life more abundantly. He cannot give us more life if we will not protect our life against its enemies. Do not try to eat so many different things. 1 or 2 good things are all right. Even just milk and bread, but it has been tampered with. It is hard to get a pure glass of milk. It is hard to get a pure piece of whole wheat bread. They tamper with everything without any just cause. So, do the best you can and eat 1 meal a day. You will live longer. Eat 1 meal once every 24 hours and eat the right food. Get away from eating a lot of greasy foods and eat more vegetables and fruits. Do not eat freshly baked bread or freshly baked cakes. Eat 1 meal a day. All praise is due to Allah. To order your books by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, go to noi.org and store.finalcall.com. And also listen to the Final Call Radio, which has inspirational lectures, teachings, and music of the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This concludes the reading of Chapter 2, Books Chapter 3 and 4. I would like to thank you for listening and subscribing. Hit the like button and share. May Allah bless everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. Until next time, much love, success, and peace.